Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving back into that time I got reincarnated as a slime. In this episode, Rimuru and his companions finally arrive at the legendary ruins of Amrita, an ancient underground city hidden beneath the former territory of Demon Lord Clayman. What starts as a simple investigation quickly turns into a dangerous crisis involving ancient magic, the return of a terrifying dragon, and Mariabell's long-awaited move against Rimuru. As the group reaches the entrance to Amrita, they are immediately amazed by the breathtaking sight before them. After being welcomed by the Dark Elves, they make their way into the ancient city itself. To everyone's surprise, Amrita doesn't feel like a collection of abandoned ruins at all. Instead, it looks like a living city frozen in time. Kagali explains that Amrita was once part of an ancient civilization that flourished long ago. However, the foolish actions of certain individuals eventually angered the Dragon Princess, leading to the kingdom's destruction. The survivors were forced to flee and became known as the Dark Elves. As the investigation continues, the researchers quickly realize that Amrita is far more valuable than anyone expected. Not only are many of its ancient structures still intact, but some parts of the city are still being used by the Dark Elves today. Soon, the group reaches a massive sealed gate leading deeper into the ruins. According to the Dark Elves, only Clayman had ever been able to open it. While Gobda worries about how they will continue their investigation, Cheyenne immediately suggests solving the problem with brute force. Fortunately, Rimuru stops her before she can destroy anything important. After examining the ancient formation, Rimuru uses Raphael's assistance to analyze the gate. Within minutes, he successfully identifies the hidden mechanism and safely unlocks the entrance without triggering any of the city's defenses. The researchers are left speechless. A puzzle that would have taken them days to solve is effortlessly deciphered by Rimuru. With the gate finally open, the group proceeds deeper into Amrita. However, as night falls, the group decides to suspend the investigation until the following day. Later that evening, Rimuru speaks privately with Milim. He asks whether she has noticed any unusual behavior from Kagali. Milim reports that she has detected nothing suspicious. However, Raphael warns Rimuru that secret communication methods could still exist, making it impossible to completely rule out hidden schemes. The next day, the expedition advances deeper into Amrita. The lower levels feel completely different from the upper city. The atmosphere becomes heavier, the corridors more maze-like. As they continue exploring, the group discovers ancient murals depicting life in a long-forgotten civilization. The artwork provides a rare glimpse into the lives of the people who once inhabited Amrita. The sight triggers memories from Milim. Rimuru realizes that events which seem like ancient history to everyone else are actually part of Milim's personal memories. Wanting to cheer her up, Rimuru suggests taking a lunch break. To everyone's surprise, he suddenly produces a large amount of food, including sandwiches, soup, and preserved meat. The researchers are shocked that such a meal was prepared for an expedition deep inside ancient ruins. After the break, the investigation continues smoothly. Thanks to Rimuru's knowledge and the researchers' dedication, the group successfully maps much of the maze-like structure. 3 days later, they finally reach the gate leading to the lowest level. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan. Unfortunately, that is exactly when Mariabell makes her move. Elsewhere, Mariabell activates an ancient magical object while Yuki watches from nearby. Despite the risks involved, she is determined to eliminate Rimuru and put an end to his growing influence. As her power flows into the ancient seal, a terrifying force begins to awaken. Moments later, a massive shockwave erupts across the area. Back inside Amrita, the entire city suddenly begins to shake. At the same time, the ruins' ancient defense system activates and announces that intruders have been detected. Everyone is stunned. Even Kagali is unable to understand what triggered it. Raphael quickly analyzes the situation and concludes that a hostile presence has entered the area. The enemy had been waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Before he can react, Milim suddenly becomes serious. Her usual playful attitude disappears completely as she senses a familiar presence. Without hesitation, she teleports away. Using his abilities, Rimuru investigates the situation and discovers the truth. The creature that has appeared is none other than the Chaos Dragon, an ancient dragon that Milim sealed long ago. While Milim rushes off to confront the dragon, the rest of the group finds itself under attack by Amrita's automated defenses. Datta summons Ranga, while Cheyenne charges into battle. Together, they fight off wave after wave of ancient guardians. Meanwhile, Rimuru works desperately to unlock another sealed gate so the group can retreat to safety. After successfully opening it, he orders everyone to move inside. However, the situation only becomes more complicated. Kagali is horrified after learning that the Chaos Dragon has returned. Rimuru suspects that Mariabell deliberately created this crisis in order to separate him from Milim and isolate him from his strongest ally. Soon afterward, Mariabell finally appears before the group. What follows is not an immediate battle, but a clash of ideologies. Mariabell argues that the world is ruled by inequality and that the strong naturally dominate the weak. In her eyes, this is simply the way nature works. Rimuru completely rejects that philosophy. He argues that every individual possesses limitless potential and deserves the opportunity to grow. As the debate continues, it becomes clear that this conflict is about far more than strength alone. Mariabell and Rimuru represent two completely different visions of how the world should function. Just when the tension reaches its peak, Mariabell reveals her allies. Among them stands Yuuki. The revelation shocks everyone, especially Kagali, who realizes that she has been betrayed. At that moment, all hope of resolving the situation peacefully disappears. With both sides standing face to face, the stage is set for a decisive battle that will determine whose ideals will prevail. And with that, the stage is set for an explosive confrontation in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.